What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Canadian news. Because as an American, I never get to hear about Canadian news here in the United States from any of our news or media. So today, I'd like to take some time and learn about the current news and events happening in Canada right now, starting with this first article: Ontario woman who faked pregnancies, harassed doulos, faces sentencing hearing today. This is not what I expected for the first article of the day. It's funny because as an American, for some reason, I expect Canadian news to be somehow like different or more wholesome, or I don't know, like, all the Canadian stereotypes of like very polite and wholesome and community. And instead, the first article I get is about faking pregnancy. A Brantford woman who pleaded guilty last month to faking pregnancies and fraudulently seeking the service of dozens of doulas. What is a doula? What is a doula? Can I look that up? What is a doula? Seeking doulas. Here we go. A doula is a trained professional who provides support during pregnancy, labor, and birth. Oh, a professional who gives support for pregnancy. So she was literally wasting their time as well, while they could be helping other women too. Fraudulently seeking the services of doulas across Ontario faces a sentencing hearing today, where victims will also share how her actions have affected their lives. Yeah, her victims, I assume. Is that like people she has fraudulently claimed that she has become pregnant with their child when she hasn't? Causing them, untold emotional distress. Thank goodness this is like the court hearing. Like she's already been like convicted, or at least found out about this. Maybe not convicted and tried yet. Harassed doulos. 25, Brantford, she's pled guilty. Oh my god, what a disturbing story. According to court documents, Braun coerced 17 victims into giving her massages while she was naked with the intent to insult or offend them? What kind of cockamamie scheme is this? The old naked massage and then I insult you? I don't even know what that means. She intended to defraud them under the pretense of pregnancies. Okay. I think it takes more than a massage to get pregnant. I don't know what kind of cockamamie scheme this was, but this just, all joking aside, that's horrible, and I'm glad she is facing justice. Oh my god, what a weird story to start out with. Let's continue. Former Cree Grand Chief spends 4 days in an ER hallway after traveling to Montreal for health care? 4 days in an ER hallway. This almost sounds like, I want to take a closer look at this. This sounds like I've heard if there's one criticism of Canadian healthcare, it can be that sometimes, depending on where you live, you can have long wait times. Did this person like spend 4 days in a hallway? There was nowhere else we could go, says granddaughter, who brought him there. There's a photo. Oh, this is so sad. When they accompanied her grandfather to Montreal, she never imagined they'd be sitting in the ER hallway for 4 days. I mean, is that just because there were no rooms? Like, I hope he was at least treated well, or treated in general, given food and comfort. If there's no space, there's no space. Like, I understand the logistics. Positioned next to the glass partition next to the ER door. Former Grand Chief said he had difficulty sleeping. Yeah, oh man, talk about a hard place to sleep, emergency room hallway. Right at the entrance. Oh my god. Was this... I don't think this was a mistake or anything. We were told we were waiting for a waiting room to become available. It was unnecessary. So was he actually let go without any serious repercussions? So did they just could they have kind of let him go earlier and it was unnecessary to wait So it could have been a logistics mistake as well. Anyway, either way, this is. In the other news, Canadian news I did the other week, this was a trend. It was mostly news that's, pretty negative, unfortunately. But that seems to be what makes the news most of the time. We'll see if there's any good news today. What else do we have here? Notley made Alberta NDP a winner and planted Unlikely Dream winning again. I'm not sure what that means, but someone won something? Oh, it's like a political race. Alberta NDP. I'm not sure what that means. That's like a Canadian political term or something. NDP, a winner and planted Unlikely Dream winning again. Rachel Notley announced she'll step down as NDP leader. That's like Democratic Party, I think. New Democratic Party. That's right. I remember that now. Okay. So, I mean, that's just kind of standard political news about the New Democratic Party. I don't think they mentioned anything there about who's taking her place. That's interesting. I know that's a small but kind of growing in popularity Canadian political party, I believe. I learned a little bit about that. What else do we have here? Loblaw ending 50% discount on some food items raises concerns about anti-competitive behavior. Loblaw ended the 50% discount. Oh my gosh. This is something I heard about a while ago now. That grocery store prices in Canada in a lot of places are ridiculous. So Loblaw had a 50% discount, which is trying to like create more competitiveness, I suppose, artificially lowering the prices because otherwise you can't even afford your oranges or your lettuce. But they ended a 50% discount. Holy cow, it was 50%. It's a good deal. The revelation that Loblaw will end its 50% discount on perishable foods like meat, fruit, and vegetables as they near their sell dates attracts the attention of Canada's Competition Bureau. As it should, right? Like, as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anything, like, at least on the YouTube news I sometimes look at, that says that this anti-competitive grocery store price hiking is getting any better. If this is not collusion, it appears to be very close to it. That would be putting the prices 50% up again, back to what they were. Oh my god. This is sad to hear about as well. Seemingly no end in sight for that problem as well. People affording food. Man. Let's see what else we got. See what else we got today. Man who killed his estranged wife outside of a school was facing domestic charges. I think that's all you gotta hear about that one. Next we have commuters invited to take a snow day as crews in southern British Columbia prepare for another winter storm. We're finally getting a little winter here in the United States. What's it like in British Columbia? They want you to take a snow day. Sign me up. Okay, now we're talking. British Columbia, I've heard a lot of good things. But you also get snow days when the snow plowing crew wants extra day to like prepare their snow plows, grease up the engines, scrape off the scoopers. Maintenance workers spent Tuesday salting and brining highways, maybe the hallways too, in preparation for heavy snowfall. Maintenance trucks were out salting and brining. Wow, so in Canada they do like preemptive salting? Usually in the United States, anywhere I've seen it, they salt after the snow is already there. In Canada, I never even thought about this. They put down salt and brine, whatever brine is. Isn't that like what pickle juice is made of? You dump that all over the roads in preparation for the winter storm to like already start breaking it down immediately. That's very smart. Very Canadian. Snowfall and winter warnings are in place across the bottom half of British Columbia. Oh wow. Expected to bring 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. So if you're commuting, you can take the day off, take a snow day, while the snowplow crews are preparing. Why? Because they need like the roads and the sidewalks, like they need access to that and stuff. Okay, cool. That actually sounds good. That's the closest we've gotten today for some like positive news in Canada. Oh my god. What else do we have here? Quebec coroner pushes for stronger penalties for dangerous drivers in wake of cyclist's death. Oh, it's very sad to hear. Yeah, stronger penalties for dangerous driving. It's sad when it takes someone actually losing their life for laws or policies to change. That's very sad. That happened in Quebec, huh? Daughter of slain First Nation woman files human rights complaint over PC ads opposing landfill search. No idea what this means. It's in Manitoba. First Nations woman was slain, and her daughter is filing a human rights complaint over landfill. I'm not sure what the landfill has to do with it. One against the Conservative Party over campaign ads framed around not searching a landfill for the remains of Indigenous women. So are they just kind of filing a grievance against, like, creating advertising based around this slain woman and her remains in a landfill? Is it more of like a privacy thing, like a respect thing? I'm not exactly sure, but that sounds extremely dark and sad as well. We have a prestigious ballet school holds auditions in Windsor. These twins hope for a chance. That sounds kind of nice. What bad could possibly happen here? How bad could this be? Twins dancing for their life here. Liam and Chase, 12, are among the dancers who get a chance to try out for the Royal Winnipeg Ballet School Professional Division. These are just kids. These are kids, 12-year-olds, like going pro. Their mom talks about how her son's prepared for the auditions, and their teacher training program director for Royal Winnipeg Ballet describes what they're looking for. These kids must be insane. Like insane at ballet dancing. That is awesome. So they're trying to get into this like professional ballet school, basically. There we go. That's a nice story. Good on them. All right. What else do we have? Scientists say Canada's logging industry produces more emissions than tallied. Well, that's bad. SUV stolen from Toronto driveway shows up 50 days later and 11,000 kilometers away. I don't mean to laugh at this poor person's stolen car, but what? SUV stolen right out of their driveway. Imagine that, right out of your driveway. Shows up, though, 50 days later. You just got to travel 11,000 kilometers into the Middle East to find where your car was taken. What? Imagine your car was taken, like, you're in Canada, and the next time your GPS says it's, like, in the Middle East? What the heck? A Toronto man says private investigators sent him a picture taken at a used car lot in the United Arab Emirates. His car was sold and is now being resold again. Huh. And this guy didn't even see a penny of it. They could at least throw him a commission or something for stealing it out of his driveway. What the heck? This is in Toronto? When a Toronto man looked out on his driveway last August and saw his SUV was gone, the second one to be stolen that year, one thought came to his mind: not again. The second time his SUV was stolen. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you still for stealing my SUV twice. Man, what do you gotta do? Put like those locks on all the tires or chain it to the ground? He had Apple AirTags tracking the vehicle. Oh my god. And he hired a private investigator. And then they were just like, I don't know, it's in the United Arab Emirates in a car lot. So, good luck. It's like, even though he found out the answer to where it went, that's not much of a... It didn't solve anything. That stinks. What the heck? How does that even happen logistically? I don't mean to sit here and contemplate the logistics of crime and stealing cars, but how do you get it from Toronto to the Middle East? Huh. What a business. Anyway, black market, I should say. I had no idea. Moving along, millions of Canadians get their carbon tax rebates. So why do many not believe in it? You get your carbon tax. That's not really news or anything that's terribly interesting to go deeper on. If you get your carbon tax rebates, good for you. Very good. Complaints soar as Enbridge customers face catch up on bills in the thousands. What is Enbridge? What is Enbridge? Energy regulator fined Enbridge after review launched in 2021. Customer complaints have doubled. Enbridge customers have $1,000 bills. What is Enbridge? This couple was caught off guard when they got a bill from Enbridge for more than 1,600 because their energy provider had gone months without checking his gas meter. No, 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 no. That can't be how that works. If they don't come check your meter and bill you that month, it does not. Oh my god. Although they probably should have been a little suspicious when they didn't get a energy bill for months and months and months, but that kind of mistake is not the customer's mistake, and it's not like the customer's responsibility to go track down the energy provider and be like, "Hey, bill me, take my money." It's not the customer's job to remind them of that. It wasn't the Christmas gift they were hoping for. They woke up to a surprise bill for more than $1,600. They told him his billing from the previous 8 months had been inaccurate. Well, so he's getting penalized because they're just adding it all up for the 8 months? Oh my goodness. It turns out those estimates were way off. Discrepancy that landed him a whopping bill. He's part of a growing number of Ontarians facing frustrations. Yeah. That's crazy because you don't just necessarily have an extra $1,600 laying around for stuff like this. That's a substantial amount. Actually would absolutely ruin certain people, like, depending on your financial circumstance. That's horrible. Like, actually horrible. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like that's been the theme for several articles today, unfortunately. Just horrible. Your SUV was taken to the United Arab Emirates. You got a $1,600 bill out of nowhere. But at least these two 12-year-olds might become professional ballet dancers. There's some goodness in the world of Canadian news today. And we have another article here. How smart marketing, scarce supply, and unique colors make the Stanley Cup a must-have item. The freaking Stanley Cup. I have literally heard about this cup. Like it's on TikToks and social media, and it's like a cup that's gone viral, and it's on like the front page of the Canada section of the CBC News website. The Stanley Cup. Okay. How smart marketing, scarce supply, and unique colors make it a must-have item. Yeah, people are going nuts over this cup. Even though there's a million cups like this, I feel like there's always like a hot, super duper metallic cup with a straw that's very in fashion every few years. And right now it's the Stanley Cup. What is it? They're $65? 65 bucks. 65 bucks. I can get this for $4 at Walmart. Except it wouldn't say Stanley. Say like great value or something. But that's okay. I'll rep that. That's fine. Yeah, these are like viral. Like these it's funny that there's a whole news article on these Stanley Cups, and it's funny that I've actually heard about them. Stanley Cup is so popular that even technology giants such as LG Electronics are getting on board. Yeah, I don't know what makes this cup so special, to be honest. Stanley, founded 100 years ago, vacuum sealed and made of stainless steel. Sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Like, the bottles have traditionally been marketed towards blue-collar workers, but the image has seen a massive shift. Yeah, I've seen a lot of nurses like this as well, and students. if you look at it where they were targeting men, it was about being active. But now it's about the aesthetic. Really? The aesthetic is good? It's nice. It's a clean aesthetic. I mean, it's a nice cup. It's a cool name, Stanley. Other than that, I don't really understand the $65 price tag, but who am I to say? Who am I to decide what cups go in and out of fashion? I'm just here to learn about the Canadian news, and I think that's pretty good for today. Unfortunately, as news seems to go, I'm learning that even in Canada, most of the time you're just seeing pretty negative news, unfortunately, with a couple of highlights here and there. But I still enjoy staying on top of the current news and events happening in Canada right now. I feel like I'm more in the know of what's happening, and that's a good feeling. Even if some of these things are horrible, that's okay. I enjoyed this for what it was. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps on any of these news articles we read here today. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.